Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back and doing a best of one Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. Well, we've got good choices here. I don't think the rare is included in our final choice for this pick, but we've got Life of Toshiro Umezawa, which I'm leaning towards. We also have Heiko Yamazaki, which can get you artifacts back. We have Generous Visitor, which is an awesome build around. Lethal Exploit, which is removal, Wanderer's Intervention, Fade into Antiquity. This pack has a lot of goodies, good directions, but I think we're taking this one because it's just got a lot of versatility to it. Pump your dude so you can attack, kill your X1, gain life, eventually net a 2/3 enchantment samurai creature that can sometimes make your spells cheaper. Kind of an odd card. Very, very odd card, actually. And mono black, just gain life is also kind of weird. No downside, just mono black, gain life. Kind of a bizarre effect, but there you have it. All right, follow-up pick. Well, Twisted Embrace seems pretty good. I'd say the best card is actually probably Kappa-Tech Wrecker. This card's amazing. Fall of Lord Konda's in here, too. We also have Oni Cult Anvil, which is a personal favorite of mine. I love that card. Very fun build around. But Twisted Embrace is pretty awesome and just keeps us mono black for now until we figure out what our second color should be. And it's just very strong. It modifies the creature, deals with anything, including planeswalkers. And it pumps your creature and modifies it and is good. So why don't we take it? All right, pick 3. We've got Lethal Exploit, Okiba Reckoner Raid, and Clawing Torment in black. We'll probably take one of those. There is a Rabbit Battery in here. Light Paws is a rare, but it's a weird one. Haven't built the Light Paws deck. I played against it. It's okay. Nothing to write home about. Probably take Lethal Exploit here. This card is actually very good. It gets better if you have modified creatures, but even if you don't have modified creatures, it can deal with things. It can be a combat trick. I like Reckoner Raid too. Get some life gain, life drain rather, and get a menace creature at the end. That's pretty solid, but we'll take Lethal Exploit. Get some more removal going for now. All right, now in black we have Kami of Terrible Secrets, which is fine. Totally fine. Could take the Specialist here. We actually don't have any artifacts yet, but it's a flyer. It can get in there. Copying your artifacts is quite good. Blue and black has plenty of artifacts. Otherwise, Tawashi Guidebot keeps us in mono black. I think it is weaker than Replication Specialist, but it's still very good. Pumps something, and then you can just draw cards off of it. It's nice. I'd say Specialist is probably worth just picking because, like I said, blue and black has a lot of artifacts. Copying artifacts is quite strong. Missing out on a Guidebot if we don't end up blue is kind of a big deal because you just can always play this card. But Specialist can block too. It's just a great card. All right. Well, Automaton seems fine. It's colorless. We want artifacts. We currently, like I said, don't have any, which is a bit of an issue. But, hey, what better place to start? There's also Undercity Scrounger in here, which we could copy with the Specialist. You can't copy the treasures you make, but not a big deal. Automaton's just good. Comes down early. Gets huge. A lot of incentive to get the artifacts going now, but we'll figure that out. All right, Dismal Backwater, something we could take. Otherwise, Infiltrator, good ninja enabler. Although, actually, a lot of the ninjas are artifacts, so that kind of works just fine. We don't have any of the ninjas yet. I might just take Backwater, get fixing going. Voltage Surge pick 6 here is also something to think about. Yeah, Voltage Surge is great. Pick 6 too. I wonder if that means because both of these decks are artifact decks too. Might just go with Surge actually over that, especially if we end up, I mean, it's the best card in here. And if we end up red-black, we're going to be happy we get it. All right, and there's a lot of red in here now, including a pick 7 Kami's Flare. So we can take that over Sling, which is an artifact, and Kami of Restless Shadow in black. Yeah, easy Kami's Flare, I would say. All right, Reinforced Ronin. Great pick here. Just combos off with Patchwork Automaton. You just get a +1/+1 counter every turn. Kind of cool with Specialists, too. You can create a copy of it every turn. but you'd have to go 3-color for that. Not a huge deal. It's also Sky Swimmer's Koi in blue, Ogre. I think we'll just go Ronin. I like this card a lot. I've only gotten a chance to play with it once. I played against it. It's quite aggressive. It is good. Well, good options here. Probably want the Iron Hoof Boar. Actually, just said I'm a big fan of this card in general. It's also an artifact creature, but it's a combat trick or a win con. A little more exciting than Sling, even though Sling's an artifact too, and cheaper. I think the Iron Hoof Boar is just... the versatility is kind of what I'm looking for. I really like it. Well, I'm glad I picked that Voltage Surge, because red definitely appears to be open. All right, this pack, on the other hand, or this, yeah, feels like a bit of a miss. Could take the Peerless Samurai. We do have other Samurais in here. Making things cheaper is fine. But maybe I'll just take Ambitious Assault. I mean, I don't want to play either one, but if I get a bunch of cheap creatures, Assault maybe makes the deck. Companion versus Ogre. So they're both artifact creatures. Ogre's a little bit bigger, but you get a flyer out of Lethal or a Searchlight Companion, 2 bodies. I feel like I'd still rather the 4-1. It blocks better a little bit too. All right, another Ogre. Well, red's open. Ember Keeper versus Return to Action. Well, I guess Ember Keeper probably has a higher chance of making the deck because we already have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of removal and a combat trick. So let's just make sure we get enough cheap creatures. I'll take the Backwater here. I don't think we'd really... Ronin actually is not a bad card, but I guess I possibly could Splash Specialist. Probably not, but... All right, Soul Transfer, some hard removal here. Other options we have Infiltrator, Song Shaper is something we want to do, but this is just great. And we actually have enchantments and artifacts, so it kind of works out. Possibly can get both things for 3 mana, which is great. But pretty hard removal, so we're already up to what, like 6 or 7 pieces of removal. So I guess at a certain point we're going to want to prioritize creatures because we've got enough removal. It also seems like pretty unlikely to Splash Specialist just based on the fact that we've already got a lot of good playables after pack 1. All right, well, I guess we're taking even more removal. I mean, it helps there's not much else we want here. Clawing Torment could actually make this deck because we're looking like we want to be aggressive. I mean, these are aggressive colors, so I think it's highly unlikely that we splash a Specialist. Even with the Dismal Backwater, it's just not going to be necessary. Well, I love Dockside Chef. Taking another Automaton might be what we're looking for here, though. If we can go all artifact, I mean, Automaton really goes off. I think Dockside Chef's a fantastic card, too. But I might just take Automaton. I mean, there's definitely an argument that Chef's just better because of the value you get. But Automaton, I've never even had it in multiples, and it really feels like it could go off in this deck with the Ronin, especially if we get another one, and just all of the artifacts we already have. And I really think this early, too, we're just going to be able to find a lot more, make it huge. So we can take Kunai here. It's a great card for the deck. It's removal that can hit face that also is an artifact, so big bonus there. And modifies a creature for, I guess, like Ambitious Assault. I doubt Ambitious Assault makes the deck, to be perfectly honest. So we could take Chain Flail Centipede. I actually like Tempered in Solitude. It seems more likely we would attack with multiple creatures, but you get free spells off of this. It's pretty good. I think we'll take the Solitude. You know, I've had good experiences with this. It's slightly more exciting than a Chain Flail Centipede. Like I said, we kind of look like a deck that wants to attack with multiple creatures, but whatever. Attack with multiple creatures when you can, and if you can't, then don't worry about it. All right, we'll take Simian Sling here. Another artifact creature. Perfectly fine. Getting our artifact count up. Kind of feel like Ember Keeper's just not going to be good enough, but I guess we don't have to cut it just yet. It just kind of helps my counts when I do cut it. Helps me figure out where exactly I want to be. So I think I take another boar here. Same thing as before. It's a combat trick. I've killed my opponents with either side of it, which makes it great. And it's an artifact to boot, so we'll take it. All right, Synthesizer's a good card, and people have been telling me I haven't been valuing this enough. I mean, it's an artifact, gives you some card advantage, help you find lands, spits out a Samurai, buffs your Automaton. A lot of goodness to Synthesizer, so we'll take it. All right, Song Shaper's looking great here, kind of exactly what the doctor ordered. Artifact creature, gets buffed with other artifacts. We're like rocking basically all artifacts right now. We got a ton of removal in here. I doubt I need the Assault. We'll take Jungle Hollow. I don't know. If we open something I need to splash, which seems unlikely since we're almost done with pack 2 and we've already got like a really powerful looking deck here. It's 10 creatures with life of Toshiro Umezawa, unless I'm missing one. I guess sort of Synthesizer's a creature. It just takes a little bit longer. Don't need any of these. I guess we'll take... I mean, there's no sideboarding in best of 1, so it doesn't matter. Kind of looking like a 16 land deck. Even though we have the boars, that's the beauty of the boar, is you get flooded and it's combat trick. You don't get flooded and you have yourself a 5/4 hasty. So just kind of exactly what an aggro deck wants here. All right, Tatsunari, that's a great card. Even if you can't make it unblockable, which I guess in our deck we technically could make it unblockable, couldn't we, with our 2 land fixers? It's kind of cool. So I guess we can. Interesting. Just the fact that it's a 3-mana 3/3 that spits out another... I guess we only have 3 enchantments to spit dudes out with, but I'm fine taking it anyway. There's also Kumano faces Kakazan, another option, but no, I think upside of Tatsunari is significant enough where we take it, even though it's not an artifact. All right, so we can take another Voltage Surge here and technically making our creature count, or removal count, pretty high. Usually that's not an issue, but we do have a boatload. But I'm taking it over Kunai because we just are like all artifacts, so being able to throw something for 4 damage is quite good. So it could do the Scrounger. Scrounger, not great for beatdown, but there is something that it's good with. Oh, if I had the 1-drop enchantment Chef or whatever, it would be good with the Chef. I could take it anyway. It's an artifact creature. So is Papercraft Decoy, and Decoy is cheaper and it works better with Surge. I think Scrounger's a better card than Decoy, but I think Decoy might be more kind of what we're looking for. Scrounger, I guess, can buff like Song Shaper. It doesn't work with Automaton. I mean, the counters you get don't work with Automaton, I should say. I'll just take the Decoy. You can never really have enough 2-drops. All right, another Kami's Flare, huh? Wow, all right. I mean, we need some more creatures at some point, but... maybe Tempered and Solitude's not going to make the deck? I don't know yet. All right. This is cool for getting creatures back. I might just take the Smelter. We've got some pretty good sack outlets. Remember, the 3/1 you get is a hasty creature. I'd actually forgotten this, but that's pretty relevant. I mean, we don't have a lot of great sack fodder for it. How many ways do we have to reinforce? We probably have enough where... I don't know if we're ever going to have a bunch of modified creatures, though. That's kind of tough. So this is technically a deck now. Entry, not likely to make the main deck. We've just got better things going. I guess I could take Shattered States Era, but if you steal an artifact creature, you can Voltage Surge it away. I've yet to live that dream, but I guess we'll take it. I could take the Samurai, too. Neither one nets me an artifact, I guess. I don't even know if we're going to have space for Tempered and Solitude, which is tough because I want to play it, but I don't think we want to splash that. Probably can just take Apprentice here. Pretty likely to make the deck, I would say. Seeing as it's an artifact creature. Goshen Tai is cool. It's kind of what an artifact... It's not what an artifact deck wants to do, but it is what an aggro deck wants to do, which is just deal extra damage. and get a first striker that can attack. Guess we don't need any of this. Best card's the Octopus. I'm not going to play the Warpaint. So maybe we don't play this. All right, we got Centipede back. That's totally fine card. Good aggro card. A lot of removal in here. Don't need any of this. Oh, good. Well, we have enough creatures. That's a good thing. Another Simian Sling, huh? All right. All right. Okay. All right, so we don't have much evasion, but we are looking pretty quick beat down. We do have a lot of double black, but we have a lot of cheap red, so I guess that's just what we got to deal with. So we can cut at least a couple creatures. The weakest creatures in the deck, I assume, are probably like Unstoppable Ogre. What do we actually want to sack to Smelter? There's not much. Maybe a Synthesizer. I don't really want to sack Ronin, or maybe Sling. Apprentice is actually a pretty good sack target. Decoy's an okay one. But it might not be worth running Smelter. We don't have like amazing synergies with Smelter that I can see anyway. So I'm probably okay cutting one of those. I mean, Sling is actually, I mean, it's not that great of a card. It's okay because it comes down early. But it's not like amazing. It's good with Automaton. It's a 1-mana way to pump it, and then you can equip it. I mean, it's okay. It's possibly what we want to do. Right now we're at 15, but like 16 creatures probably. 17 if we count the Synthesizer. People have been really telling me not to cut the Synthesizers. So I guess we could cut like Ogres. It kind of lowers our artifact count, but not enough where I really care. It leaves us at 14 creatures, which is a little bit light, but Synthesizer kind of counts as a creature. To be honest, I kind of like Ogre, but I'm okay cutting it too. Cuts the curve. We don't have much in the card advantage department. Basically just a Synthesizer, is that right? I mean, I could try the Tempered in Solitude. It's just a way to get some extra cards. And maybe cut like a Lethal Exploit, because that still leaves us with like Double Voltage Surge, Ninja's Kunai, Double Kami's Flare, Toshiro, Umezawa, Soul Transfer, Twisted Embrace, Ink. I mean, we're still like all removal. Yeah, you know what? I feel like Tempered in Solitude's not a terrible idea because it's just a way for us to get some extra cards going. So I might just cut Lethal Exploit, which I think is the weakest removal in our deck. It's also an enchantment, which is useful for Tatsunari. I don't know. I just feel like even at 16 lands, we risk flooding out. So I think it's probably a little bit wiser to try and find some ways to get some card advantage going. Okay, well, I'm satisfied. Let's run it like this. I'll see you round one. All right, round one. This hand needs some help, but we have both colors. We have an early threat. We got some removal. So maybe build towards casting the boar. So we do have one more Kami's Flare in here. They chose Assassin's Ink, which I think makes sense. You just get a free spell out of it, so... All right, we'll see you for round 2. Ooh, we got a really good hand here. We get to go turn 1 Ronin, turn 2 Automaton, turn 3 Automaton Ronin. That's really good. I'm gonna discard here. I think I might discard the Surge. Shockingly. Well, Song Shaper's good too, but we got our plan all mapped out here, so. See what ninja they have. Hopefully not the hacker, because then they can replay the beetle. I guess I would discard Song Shaper in that case. Although maybe the flare at that point, just go all artifact creature, I don't know. Alright, well, same plan. Sure. Well, they definitely got worried there, understandably. So they had to lose 2 cards to deal with our Automaton. Attacking. I guess they could. I'll play around the. Could be just the greatest bluff of all time to get a ninja down here, but if I block that, they could have had the +1/+0 and lifelink thinger. So I don't know. Because that could have been a lot worse for us if they did have that. So I guess we'll discard, I don't know if I want to discard Kami's Flare or... Alright, fine. See you for the next one. To be honest, this hand's a little bit slow. Because you don't even really want to play the Synthesizer until turn 3, but we have both colors. It feels wrong to mulligan this hand. I kind of want to sandbag the Kunai, though, because... we do have 2 Automatons in here, and then there's no real benefit to playing at turn 1 that I can see. Well, at least Tatsunari's a great draw here, because it's something I can do. Uh-oh, ramping, huh? Alright. Oh, well, they just found a land. I guess that's good. A little late on the Song Shaper, but that's no big deal. Let's get Tatsunari down. Oh yeah, we forgot to run our tap land so I can make Tatsunari unblockable. Well, unfortunately, Kura is a pretty tough one to beat, but I assume we got to go for it here. So guess I can end up getting a 4/4. I better just deal with it now before the dude that gets even bigger. All right, we'll go with synthesizer. Go land. Go kunai. Equip kunai. And I suppose we can't really win this race right now, but I think we need to find removal to get out of this, so we're just going to have to go tit for tat for a little while here. Even though technically we're losing the race, I don't see us winning in the late game, so I think we got to go for it. Like, I could stay back and pitch my block and pitch my kunai at the 4/4, but it's pretty risky, and I don't think it seems that good for us, to be honest. Alright, so we can sling plus equip. I guess we can do synthesizer and still do that too, so let's see what we get. Alright, so we'll go land, sling. Attach. Alright, so they have some extra mana here. Let's go Automaton. And I think we'll reattach the kunai to the samurai here. And we'll get in here. So I think we'll deal our damage. And then... So I don't think we want to throw the kunai at their face, so we'll probably throw it at the vision here. No, commies flare it. This will block there. Alright, we'll see for the next one. Alright, we'll keep this one. No red mana, but I think it's keep. It's an unexpected one. Guess we can do the kunai. Alright. So we can Tempered in Solitude or Life of Toshiro Umezawa. I mean, they're both pretty good. I think Tempered makes more sense when you haven't made a land drop for the turn. So let's do this. And we'll buff our dude. Get in for 5 here. Oops. I guess I should have voltage surged in response there. Although I guess it doesn't, well, it kind of matters. Yeah. I guess I should have done this different. Yeah, I don't like it. Cost myself some damage and some tempo here. Well, I guess I'm going to do this instead. Which means I should have pumped my dude. Yeah, I kind of just... Yeah, I don't think I did this the right way at all. I mean, well, is it going to work out? I don't know. Let's see what we exile here. All right, so I'm not going to be able to cast that. Yeah. Ultimately, I didn't make the right choice there. What I should have done was voltage surged it in response to the network terminal, so then I could just got in for more damage by pumping my Automaton. It's a lot of network terminals. And then on my turn, I actually should have bumped. So I made a sequence of mistakes. I should have Vaulted Surge in response to it becoming a 3/3. And then on my turn, I should have just pumped my Automaton and then still planned to play the Tempered in Solitude and kill it with the Iron Apprentice. So 2 back-to-back mistakes, actually, that are, I would say, pretty substantial. So, still a little bit tougher because I actually want to... I want to play land, so... Because otherwise I can't protect my Automaton with Voltage Surge. But it means I'm going to lose out on some Tempered in Solitude value, but it might be okay. I mean, I could also just rip another Voltage Surge, I suppose. But we'll attack with the Automaton only, see what we get off Tempered in Solitude, just out of curiosity. So we got a land, which I now can't play, but I still needed to keep up the Voltage Surge for some protection here, so I think it's okay. So they might have Farewell mana here. I mean, they have Farewell mana here, so this could be problematic. I think I'm actually just going to prevent them from drawing by killing this. Basically, I get a 2-for-1 by doing this, and they don't get the blocker back, because I get rid of the Touch the Spirit Realm and the Spirited Companion. I guess it feels more like a 1-for-1 though, because they already drew off the Spirited Companion. So I need to sack a creature. Well, I guess Apprentice is a good one to sack. And then I can choose to sack Tempered and Solitude or Memory of Toshiro. I don't know what I like more here. But we can sack that. So yeah, extra cards might be more valuable. It's tough to say. I'm gonna think extra cards are more valuable. I might be wrong about that. I mean, I can also do Twisted Embrace here. Yeah, that's lethal, so that makes more sense. All right, we'll see for the next one. Okay, this hand is definitely good because we have the Ronin and the Automaton synergy going here. Ooh, same thing as before. So we get to go Automaton into Automaton Ronin. The next turn we can go Centipede or Synthesizer. They're both pretty good. Centipede puts a lot of damage on the board. Probably discard the Synthesizer, I guess. I mean, it's good, but I feel like the other two things I have are better. Could argue the Boar there, but I like that Boar can still be a combat trick here, too. So we're currently actually threatening lethal. Well, I guess we discard the Boar. Oh. Wow. All right. Let's see for the next one. All right, this hand's good. Get to go Automaton into Decoy. We have some voltage surges. I guess I can kill that. Still want to do the Automaton first. But now we can at least do the Song Shaper follow-up too. Sure. We'll do decoy. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, let's do tempered first. We want to actually tap our red mana. So we'll do this. And... oh, I see the problem. We miss out on a point of damage, but we might get a spell out of it, so I'm going to go for it. Hey, we did. Cool. So we'll go land Kunai. Getting a free spell, honestly, worth it there. Like, oh, I guess I should have equipped, but whatever. It's all right. No play, no land drop. Wow. So we can do decoy first. I think I'm just going to attack first, though, again. I've missed out on a couple points of damage by doing this, but to me, it's worth it just because I might be able to get an extra play here, you know? All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, no red mana here, but I think I'm gonna risk it because if I do draw red mana, this hand gets much better. Then I can like find more spells with Tempered and Solitude. If I find artifact creatures, I can still make plays. If I find black mana, I can still potentially cast Twisted Embrace. So this hand does actually require something in order to do something, but I think it's worth keeping. I would argue that Automaton is probably one of the, if not the strongest card in our deck, and certainly the strongest if we can play it on turn 2. Which is what we're working towards here. No attacks. Well, that's surprising. I guess I kill the hacker now, maybe, before they can pump it. And loot. I mean, I don't want him to hit with the hacker. I'd like to maybe be able to kill something bigger, but I'm a little mana starved right now, so I think this is okay. Oh, no loots. That's worrisome. Well, I think I still get the triggered ability, right? Oh, I guess not. Interesting. For some reason, I thought you still get triggered abilities, but I guess you don't. I don't know why I thought you did. So let's see. What's the 2 die effects? Discard, lose 2, or non-dragon creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Wow, so they can get Tanuki back. It's gonna be tough. Well, I gotta find an answer for Junji, so I probably stay back and channel Reinforce Ronin, because I do have some hard removal for Junji if I can find it. So we'd want to do that on their turn anyway, so I guess we'll just pass. So I think we have to play Tempered and Solitude and attack with Automaton and find a removal spell for Junji here. All right, well, ended up going 4-3. Thought the deck was pretty good. Plan came together nicely. We got to do the Ronin Automaton plan a couple times, so that was super strong. A couple mistakes were made, but thankfully the game where I made the mistakes still ended up winning it, so that worked out. All right, let's do some pack one pick ones here. All right, pack one pick one. I would take, wow, this pack is just like all goody. Fall of Lord Kanda, Voltage Surge, Anvil. I mean, these are all amazing. And Kunai. Wow. Probably not the Anvil just because it's a gold card. So really it's like Fall of Lord Kanda versus Voltage Surge and Ninja's Kunai. I mean, Fall of Lord Kanda deals with Mythic Dragons in a really effective way, but I don't know if you want to just draft a card because it deals with Mythic Dragons. I mean, it deals with fatties too. To be honest, both of these cards are pretty good. Voltage Surge is just a cheap way to deal with threats. Like, Fall of Lord Kanda deals with late game threats. Voltage Surge deals with early game threats. This draft, I ended up losing against the mid-range stuff that Fall of Lord Kanda would be better suited to deal with. So maybe Fall of Lord Kanda. Wouldn't fault anybody for going Voltage Surge. I feel like I draft more Voltage Surge decks, so maybe that is the better option. All right, pack one, pick one here. I think I would take the Prosperous Thief. It is colored, unlike the Iron Apprentice, but a pretty powerful effect. And it affects all ninjas and rogues, not just the thief, so that's kind of nice too. And pack one, pick one here. I would go probably, I guess the Shrine. I actually like this card. It ends up dealing with more things than people expect, and it's got Death Touch, so it gives you protection. Otherwise, I do like Jukai Preserver too. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.